Hello everyone, welcome back to the live session. So we are back again today with a new topic on Python, that is functions. So guys, basically today what we are going to do, we will first of all we have already seen Python functions. So we'll try to just solve some quiz questions, okay, by saying yes or no. Then after that, we'll again from the very basics, from the scratch, we'll uh, pull out the topic functions and we'll see each and everything in very much detail about Python functions. And then we'll move ahead with solving questions. Okay, so I hope you guys will like it and you guys will watch the live till the end. Okay, so the first question for today is that can a Python function return multiple values? Yes or no? Okay, I can see two yes. Okay, so yes, yes. So yes is the correct option. Yes, a Python function can return multiple values. Now, guys, your next question is, do all Python functions requires a return statement? Yes or no? Okay, I can see there is two yes in the chat and there is one no. So, guys, those who are saying no, actually no is the correct option because it's not necessary that every Python function must have a return statement, okay? It depends on the use cases if you want to return from the function or not. If you don't want to return, then okay, it can only perform the task also. It's not necessary each time a Python function will return. Okay, so no is the correct option. Now, guys, your next question is, can a Python function be defined without parameters? Okay, I can see two yes in the chat. So those who are saying yes, it is the correct option. Yes, we can define a Python function without parameters also. Okay. Parameters are also optional or dependent on the use cases. If you need it, you use it. If you don't need it, so you don't use it. Okay, guys, your next question is it possible to define a function inside another function in Python? So basically we are talking about a nested function. Is it possible to use a nested function in Python? Yes or no? Okay. Yes, I think. Okay, Karthik is saying, can you explain the parameters in the function with example? Yes, Karthik, I'll explain it. Let's just finish all the quiz sets, okay, quiz questions. And after that, I'm going to start from the very basics of Python, okay? So just wait, do reply the question answers. And after that, I'm going to explain each and every thing in very much detail about Python functions, okay? Okay, so most of the people are saying yes. So yeah, yes is the correct option. Okay, your next question is, do Python functions always need to have a name? Now, guys, for this question, I'll just tell you, we are not including any lambda function concept, okay? We are not including lambda function concept. So this question is for only normal functions. So now tell me, do Python functions always need to have a name? Okay. Yes. Lambda is not included, then yes. Okay. So two yes in the chat. Good. So I'm going with yes. So those who have said yes, it is correct. If you create a normal Python function using the def keyword, then yes, you have to always give a name to the function. Okay. Okay, guys, your next question is, can a Python function call itself? Yes, Karthik. I'll explain that also, that what are lambda functions and how it is different from normal function. Just wait. Okay, so there is one yes in the chat. I'm again repeating the question. Can a Python function call itself? The question means that can you call a Python function inside the function itself. Is it possible in Python to do that? Okay, there is one yes, one no in the chat. So those who are saying yes is the correct option. Okay. No, why no is incorrect? Because recursion is a concept. Okay. In that function can call itself inside the function only. Okay. So that is called as recursion when a function call itself again and again. So that recursion concept is applicable in Python and we can do that. So because of that, the answer will become yes. And no need to worry, I'm going to explain recursion also, okay? So those who know, it's good. Those who don't know, I'm there. I'll just tell you. Okay, now guys, those who have worked little bit with the Python functions, now they can also give the answer of this question, that is 7. Can two functions have the same name in the same scope? Is it possible or not? Yes or no? I'm again repeating the question. Can two functions have the same name in the same scope? Yes or no? Okay. Scope. Scope means in the same, suppose if there is a global scope, means globally we can access that function. If that function inside a class, so then we cannot access it. Then we have to mention the class and then. So the scope will be that if suppose if you are taking a global scope, okay, means you can access that function anywhere in your program. So in that global scope, if we have two functions and both the functions have same name, so is it possible or not? Yes or no? Okay. So Alfaj Khan is saying no. Then one more no. Okay, so mostly it is no. So those who are saying no, yes, it is correct. No is the correct option. As you can create, but what will happen? The latest, the latest function you have defined that will override the previous one. Okay, you can define it, but what will happen? The latest function which you have defined with that name, okay, is going to override the previous one. So after creating the latest one, if you call the same name function, so the latest one function will be called. Okay, guys, your next question is, can a Python function be sorted in a variable? Oh, my bad. Can a Python function be stored in a variable? So whenever we call a function, can we just call a function inside a variable? Is it possible or not? Yes or no? Okay, there is one yes. Okay, no. Okay, two yes, one no. So I'll go with uh the answers now. So those who are saying yes, it is correct. Okay, you can store a Python function whenever you're calling it in a variable, and then you can print that variable. So yeah, that is possible. Okay. Guys, your next question is, can a function have an unlimited number of arguments? Yes or no? Okay, I can see one yes in the chat. Okay. Answer is there, yes, but passing over the variable length argument, yes. Okay. So basically you are saying yes. Okay, one more yes in the chat with ARGS and KWR. Yeah, okay. So those who are saying yes, it is correct. Okay. So yes is the correct option for this. Okay, guys, your last question for this quiz session is this. Can a function be defined inside a loop in Python? Yes or no? Okay. Yes, by using decorator. One more yes, guessing it, not sure. Okay, so those who are saying yes, yes, you can do it. Okay, so yes is the correct option. Okay, so this was all about the questions. Okay, now those who already know, you have just practiced it, and those who don't know about functions, now you will also have little bit knowledge about it. Now I'll do what? I'll just start. Now we'll start from the very basics of functions. Okay. Now, guys, see. Do you ever feel like you are typing the same code again and again? Okay. At some point, when you are a beginner, you will feel like this, that for performing some task, you're writing the same code again and again. Okay. Now, what if I told you there's a secret in Python that can make your code do all the work for you? Okay. Now, I think people will guess it. Okay. Now, I'll do what? I'll just relate this question with a story. Okay. And then I think you guys will, it will be easy for you guys to just understand. Okay. Now, let's do what? Let's think that uh, it just you are a chef. Okay. You are a chef and you make very good pasta and you make this pasta every single day. Okay. You are a chef, you're a very good chef, and you make pastas every single day. Okay. So every day you do the same thing: chopping, boiling, stirring, mixing, and doing the same thing over and over. Okay. Now you're doing this steps each day in your life. Now, but one day you just write down the perfect recipe on a magic card. Okay. And now from then on, you means you don't need to cook from the scratch, means from the very beginning. You just need to do what? You just need to hand out the card and boom, the magic happens and pasta is ready. Because you have written every step, every single step which you use to prepare pasta, you have written it in a magic card. And now every time when you have to make a pasta, what you'll do, you have to cook pasta, you just hand out the card and the magic happens and pasta is ready. Now, the same thing goes with the Python functions. Okay. Python functions are what? It is your magic recipe card. Okay. For the code. Now, how? Let me relate it to you. Uh, Let me show you one simple, very, uh, now the same thing which I have told you in the story. Now I'll do what? I'll create a function to make pasta. Okay. So now I have a function with me. Okay. And it is the Ceph version. Now this function name is clearly used, as you guys can see, it is make underscore pasta. Means this function will, whenever we'll call this function is going to do what? It's going to make pasta. And all the steps which are needed to make a pasta, we are going to write it inside it. So suppose first is boiling pasta, okay? Boiling water first. Then there is adding pasta to it. Now, after adding pasta, we are going to cook the pasta until it's soft. That is the step. And then now when it is soft, you have to just throw all the water and you have to just serve it. Now your pasta is ready. And what you can do, you can add spices also. So these are your steps. Now you have already written, think of this function as a your magical card. Now, when you have created the function, think of it like your magical recipe card. You have written all the steps in this card. And now whenever you need to make pasta, what you will do? You will just throw the card or you pull out the card and tada, you will see that this boiling water, adding pasta, cooking pasta until soft, draining pasta, add spices, and then serving. There you go. So, what is happening here? Basically, you have written the recipe once, okay, that is your function here, and following it means calling the function again and again. Whenever you have to create a pasta, you'll pull out your card. Means whenever you need to make pasta, you will just call the function, okay, and you will start. Now, this was the simple basic example. Now, let's do what? Now, let's understand the syntax what we have followed over here. Okay. In this example, whatever syntax we have followed to create the function, let's follow up that. So, first of all, as you can see, we have used a keyword. Okay. That you can see it is in green color. And the keyword name is def, which stands for define. Okay. So, def means define. We are going to define a function. Then the next step is it will follow up means def, then there will be a space, and then you will start writing the function name. Okay, now this function name is what? Name is what? Name identifies that this particular block of code is going to do this particular task. So name should be kept like that only. Whatever the function will do, suppose I have kept the name here of the function make pasta. It means what? That this function, whatever the code inside this function are present are for making pasta. Okay, so with the name only it is clear that what we are doing inside the function. So always remember guys, you have to put the function name in same manner. Okay, so that with the name only it should be clear that what this function is doing. Okay, this is good programming habit. If you'll not do it, then also it is fine. It is going to work. Whatever you want to perform, it will be done. But this is a good programming habit that whatever your function will perform or will do, you have to keep the name in just similar to that so that it will be easy for you or it will be easy for the other programmer to understand about the function, to get knowledge about that function. Okay. So that is the thing. So you just give the function name. Now, after the function name, you have to give the parentheses, which are also called as the round braces, okay, followed by a colon. Now, inside the braces, what you can do, or inside the parentheses, there is one more concept that is called as parameters. Okay. Now, these parameters are optional. It means if your function requires some additional features, additional data, then you can use parameters. If does not require, so you if you will not give it also, then also your program will execute. It's not compulsory thing. So then there is your parameters. Now this parameter have different types and uh, numbers also. You can use as many as parameters you want, okay, but you have to remember one thing, that the number of parameters you are giving here, so at the time of function calling, that many arguments you have to pass. Okay, now we'll come to that topic also, what is parameter, what is argument. Okay, but for now just know that much only, that this is the syntax: def space followed by the name of the function, okay, then the parameters. Now then code block, or you can simply say task which you want to do, and then you can return whatever you want to return, if you want to return then. Okay, so suppose I have just for sample purpose I have shown you that we are returning result. Okay, so now result will be what? Result will be the object, the variable in which we are just calculating the expression or calculating or all the things which we want to return, that we are putting inside result, and then simply we are using return statement to return it. Okay. Okay, Suvam is asking today there is no Q&A. Actually, we did Q&A, but the Q&A were very short. Okay, we have more Q&As, but after when we'll finish this set, then after that we have more Q&As. So stay tuned up. Yeah, guys. Now This is your basic syntax of your Python function. Okay. So now anyone who is full beginner of Python programming, and now I think for you guys it is clear that how you will create a function, what is the syntax you have to follow, how the name should be kept. Okay. And now guys, one more thing. This is your function defining it. Okay. When you'll define a function, it is never going to be executed. Your task will be not performed. So when your task will be performed, your task will be performed only when you will call the function. Okay. Just like, okay, let's talk about this example. Okay. The function where we are creating pasta. Okay. Now in this function, if if I am the chef, so if anyone orders pasta, then only I'm going to create pasta. If no one orders pasta, so why would I create it? It will be wasted. Okay. Same thing applies in the functions also. If anyone will need the function or will need the task to be performed, so they will call the function or we'll call the function. So suppose if someone needed pasta, so I just call the function make pasta and pasta got prepared. Same concept will be followed with the functions. If we have created a function, so we have to, when we'll need the function, we have to call it. So whenever we'll need it, we will have to write the name of the function followed by the parenthesis. Okay. So suppose if this is a function name and we need to call it, so we'll write the name of the function. So function name and then followed by the parenthesis. Now one more thing. Now here if you'll see, we have given one parameter. Okay. So now at the calling time, you have to give here one argument. Now, what is parameter? What is argument? Parameters is basically, you can call it as a variable, which is given at the function defining time. And arguments are the values which we give for those variables at the function calling time. Okay. So this is the difference between parameters and arguments. But remember one thing, whenever you create a function and you call the function, so number of parameters should always be equal to the number of arguments at the time of function calling. So how many parameters are present, based on that you have to give how many arguments. Okay. Suppose if there is one parameter given, so you have to give one argument. If two parameters were there, you have to give two arguments, or else it will be error and the error will state that two positional variables were needed but you have given only one. Okay, these types of errors you can get. So yeah, that these are the things which you have to take in consideration. Okay. Now guys, why we use functions? Okay, why use functions? Now from this example, what we have get to know, what are the things which were which we just find out, or which was the characteristics of creating a function and then calling it. Okay, what was the characteristics that we get of a Python function? Okay, now let me start. Okay, let me start. That is, I'll give you the first one and then you guys can give me others. Okay, characteristics. I am saying that the first and the most important thing was that reusability, okay? Reusability of the code. Once, if I have to create pasta, I have created it in a function, okay? And then whenever anyone needs pasta, I'm going to call the function, okay? So what was the important thing? That now I don't have to write the code again and again. So reusability is one of the most important thing that we have to each time we don't have to type the same steps again and again. So reusability is one of the things. Okay. Now, guys, what are the other things? Now, let's go back to that only. Okay. Now here if you'll see, we are following up a very step, okay? Step 1 is boiling water, step 2, step 3, step 4. And you are following a what? You are following a step. It means what? Organization. Okay? Means for making a pasta, we have created a function, and inside the function, we have mentioned all the steps. So, organization in our program is there. Okay? So, suppose if we have to create one more function to make noodles, okay? So, then we can do what? We can create one more function, okay? For creating or for making noodles, for cooking noodles, okay? So, it will do what? Whenever we'll need whichever function, we will just call it. And by writing everything inside function, it makes the whole program looks good. So the next characteristics will be that organization of the code. Okay, organization of the code. That suppose if you are making pasta in a kitchen, so your kitchen looks very clean when you just make the um pasta. Okay, or if you make multiple dishes, so after doing everything, what your kitchen should look good, okay, it should be clean. So organization will do what? Everything will be organized in nature. If you have to make pasta, you will go and make pasta and you'll put everything where it is, so your kitchen will look good. Same concept is followed here also. If you have to make pasta, you will just call the function. If you have to make noodles, you will call that function, and the whole program will look so much good. So that is the thing, organization. Okay, fundies, hello sir, hello. Okay, then the next thing is, which is a very important thing. Any one of you who want to try, who want to say more characteristics about it? Now, I'll just take one more, which is the very much important. Okay, that is uh, the scalability. Okay, scalability is one more important thing. Now, in this, what we are going to do, if you have to prepare pasta, suppose for two persons, okay, for two people, or for 200 people. What we can do, if we have to create it for two people or for 200 people, we can add up a parameter to it. That for how many people we want it. Okay, so think of like that, that uh, just for people, a parameter you have added. And now in that people parameter, whenever you are making pasta, for two people, you'll mention two there. For 200 people, you'll mention 200. Okay, and your task is completed. So Python functions are very much scalable also. So that is one more characteristics. Now what we have discussed here, reusability, organization, and scalability. Let's do what? Let's take some more examples, okay, and then try it. Okay, let's say def make pasta, and let's take one more parameter. Okay, now in pastas also there are many types. What if a customer came and ordered some different type of pasta? Okay, so we have to, for them we have to make that type of pasta. Okay, So we have taken a parameter. So now our function make pasta takes a parameter input. So so what will happen? So the function can work with different values. Okay. Let's say making type pasta and pasta like this. Now, suppose one person came and he just orders to make a pasta, okay, but it gives a type that he wants the type as spaghetti, okay. Now, so he will do what? He will order means call the function and mention the type, okay. And when he'll mention the type, we'll start making the spaghetti pasta for him, okay. So function will start performing task for that particular call of type pasta means for that type uh, the function will start performing the task. So that is the thing. Now let's say one more person came, okay, and he just ordered, I think there is one more type in pasta that is white sauce. Now one more person came and he ordered to make pasta with the type white sauce, okay. So what will he will just call the function with that parameter means with that type, and the chef will do what? The chef will start making that type of pasta, okay. Same thing goes with the function. If you'll connect it, if you'll relate it, that you have the ingredient, you have the parameter, you have the value with you, you will call the function with that value, and your function will is start doing the task for that particular value, okay. So this is the thing. So parameters are what? You can connect in this example, the parameters are like the ingredients, okay, that you are passing to the recipe, okay. Now let's take one more example. In this, what we are going to do, we'll take multiple parameters now, okay. So let's say Karthik Sundaram, nice session, great sessions. Thank you, bro. Now type pasta and then there is sauce. Now we'll do what? Again, we will perform tasks based on the parameters. So now guys, this time we are using more ingredients, okay? Means multiple parameters concept. We have the same function, make pasta, but this time we are with more ingredients in it. Suppose there is one is there that is type pasta. Then the second one is now we have added an option called as sauce also. Okay. So now suppose one person came and he orders to make pasta and he mentioned the type as okay, and he suppose chili. Now, so he ordered to make pasta of type spaghetti and sauce to use is chili. Okay. I don't know what the combination, I'm just making it, but okay, some random person has told to make pasta. I don't know what combination is this, but okay. So making spaghetti pasta with chili sauce. Okay. Now, one more person came and he also orders to make pasta. Now he told to make pasta of type penne, add penne to it, and now use tomato sauce. Now, so for that person also making penne pasta with tomato sauce, and so on. More people can came or come, and they can also ask to make pasta with different combinations of what type they want, of what sauce they want to use, and now you can add more ingredients to it. Okay, now if you follow up this concept as a Python function, so now you have a function, okay, and in that function you have two inputs, means two parameters. Now at the function calling time, you will put the values for that function parameters. Now those values, dependent on those values, the function will do what? The function will do their task, okay? Or do whatever you have told them, whatever code you have written them inside them. So that will be performed based on that particular values. So this is the clear uh, thing about functions, okay? Now you can see in this example, you can see the reusability. One person came, he ordered spaghetti and chili sauce, okay? So for them also, the same line of code, means we were just printing it, that make this pasta with this sauce, that was printed. Now again one more person came, he orders some different type, penny and tomato. So for him also, this type of, means same thing got approached. If one more person will come with some other type, so for them also the same line of code will be executed. If one more person will come, then for them also the same line of code will be executed. So it shows what? It shows the reusability concept, that once you have written the code, the print function, now this print function based on different values is automatically getting executed each time. So we don't need to use the print function again and again. We have to now just call the function with the values, with the change in values, and ready, set, go. Okay. Then there is scalability. As you can see, we have put two input values. Now, based on two input values, our print function is being changed. Suppose for first call, there is spaghetti and chili sauce. Okay. So for that type of person, these were the two ingredients which were used. For second person, these were, this tomato and penny was the two things which you used. So it gives us what? It gives us scalability. It's nothing like that this two sentences are same. They are doing the same task. No, they are not doing the same task. First one is making pasta of a spaghetti type and with chili sauce. Second one is making penny pasta with tomato sauce. So they both are different. They are not same. They are making pasta but of different types. So that makes it scalable in nature. Now, let's see one more concept. So we'll do what? We'll create uh, one more function. Okay. Now let's just call it. And now pasta price is 180. Now what we have done here? We I have to show the return statement. Okay. What is the use of the return statement? Why it is used? Let's discuss about that. Okay. Return statement. What do you mean by return? Okay. Return means you get something back. In simple language, if you'll say, the return statement is what? It will give you something back. Means it will get something back. Okay. So functions can return a value instead of just printing it. Okay. You can print also. I have told you that it is optional thing. If you don't want to return, you can use the print also, and then also your work will be done. But what if you want to return a value, okay, instead of just printing it? So then what you have to do, suppose if I'll explain it in other way, so suppose you place an order, okay? You place an order and you get the dish back. You place an order to prepare penny pasta and you get the penny pasta. So that is the return here, okay? Return gives you the finished meal. Now let's talk about this program, okay? Basically this program. I have created a function because there are multiple types of pastas. Now person will go and he will check that what is the price of the pasta or what pasta he wants to eat. Okay, so you have to pay the price for that, then only the chef will start preparing it. Okay, so then I have created a function to get pasta price. Okay, and I have taken a parameter pasta type. Now what will happen whenever I want that whenever I should call the function with that particular type that I want to eat this type of pasta, then what should happen? I should get the price of that pasta. Okay. So for that I have created a dictionary inside the function prices. In that I have stored the types as keys and val means the price as the values. So type and the price. Type and the price we are getting it. Okay. Then in the return I have used a method of dictionary that is the get method. Okay. In that, I am just returning the pasta type. Okay. With dot lower method. So this will do what? Whatever the value will pass, this get method takes first parameter as a key. And the second value it takes is the default value. Means suppose if the key is not present in the dictionary, then it will do what? It will basically say not available. Let's say if I'll do it many 1, 2, 3. So it will say not available. Okay, because in the key there is penny there. Okay, so I have just written 2 lines of code. Okay, and then I'm just calling the function and I'm storing it in a variable price so that I can print in this way that pasta price and then the price. Okay, so pasta price for penny pasta is 180. Okay, Swam is saying I was about to prepare pasta. Thanks for bringing this, sir. Okay, bro. So yeah, that is there. This is the return statement. Okay. Now with the return statement, one more thing which is said is that actually that is you can directly print the function call also. Okay, it's not necessary that every time you will store it. You can directly call put the function call inside the print function. But see, there was one question in the uh, quiz session that can we store the function call in a variable? So yes, we can do, and now you guys have seen the example also that how we can do that. And one more thing is there that see guys, this is a concept of C and C++ thing, okay? When you follow, because C is a modular programming language, procedural programming language. Okay. Let's some question answer. Okay. We'll start doing some question answer after this. Okay. Now, there is a saying for return statement that whenever you use return, you have to store it somewhere. Means whenever you are returning something from the function, you have to store it in some place. Means the function call, you have to return it somewhere. Now, this concept is followed strictly in C programming, but uh, Python also follows little bit of it. So when you return something, you can store it in a variable and you can print it. You can store it in a, suppose in C you have to just mention the data type also. So then you have to create the variable of that data type to store it. Now that concept is not followed up in Python. So you can directly put the function call in the print function and you can add strings also. That also you can do. Okay. So yeah. Okay. With the demand, I think people want some quiz questions. So now let's do what? Let's uh, now I think we have seen Python functions. So now everyone should reply. Okay. So let's end this session here and continue with the quiz questions. So I'll start with the counting one. And guys, your question is this, that is it possible for a function to run without being called? Yes or no? Okay, there is one no in the chat. Okay, so I'll okay. Giganerd is saying good evening, very good evening. No, no. Okay. So there are three no's in the chat. So now the correct option is no. Okay. It is not possible for a function to run without being called, okay? Unless you are not using some other libraries, okay? So it is not possible. So no. Okay. Your next question is, can a Python function print something without using return? Yes or no? Okay, there is one no. Swam is saying yes, absolutely. Okay. Okay. Someone is changing. Sorry, yes will be the correct option. Okay. Okay, I can see three yeses. Okay, so three yeses in the chat. So we'll go with the yes. Uh, yes is the correct option. Okay. We can print something without using return also. Okay. Okay, there is one explain answer with code for each question. Okay. Uh, yeah, we can do that also. So let me give you the question for now. Okay, guys, your next question is, can a function in Python return true or false? Okay, if you, yes, 100%. Okay. Someone said code explanation also. Okay. So let me just quickly create the function for you guys. Okay. Def is, let's say, to check even or not. Yes, yes, everyone is saying yes, yes. Yeah, so yes is the correct one. Okay, you can just directly, a function can return. Okay, a function can return true or false in Python. As you can see, it is, I mean, for 5, it is returning false. For 4, it was returning true. Okay, okay, guys, your next question is, do all Python function have to take inputs? Means parameters. Okay, not required, no. Means two no's in the chat. I'll go with the answer. Okay, so okay, one more no. So no is the correct option. Okay, all function does not require to take inputs. Just like suppose if I'm creating a function called as greet, and then function will do what? It will just simply print a basic thing, hello world. So every function does not require inputs. Okay. Okay, let's see who can reply, who can give the correct answer of this question. Can a Python function have the same name as a variable? Yes or no? I'll again repeat the question. Can a Python function have the same name as a variable? Yes or no? Okay, there is one yes, one no, no how. Okay, okay, let other people reply. Okay, so I'll go with uh this. One there is yes, there is okay, two yes, one no, and with no there is how. So those who are saying yes, yes, it is correct. Yes is the correct option. And one more person is asking no how. So let me show you how. Suppose let's take this example. We have a function with a function name called as greet. Okay. Then we'll do what? Then we'll create a variable. Okay. Now I'll print greet. Okay. Now I'll try to call the function. And then there will be type error that the string object is not callable. So it means what? Yes, in Python functions, you can have the same name as a variable, but actually it's not a good practice because the variable will do what? It will override the function in the same, if it is in the same current scope. Just like here, everything is in global scope. Function is also global, variable is also global. So this greet variable will override the function, okay? And now when we'll call the function, so you will get that a string object is not callable. So this is the thing with this, okay? That the variable will override it. I hope it is clear. Those who have said no, for them it is clear, okay? Okay, one more question. And this is very basic and very good question, okay? So question number 5. Now this is 6. Now I guess everyone should know this, okay? So now guys, your question is, does Python allow spaces in function name? Okay, so can we give spaces in function name? Yes or no? Okay, everyone is saying no. So yeah, no is the correct option. It is not allowed. You cannot uh, add spaces. Okay. If you want a separation between the name, suppose, for example, make pasta. So you want to show that make and pasta are different words. So you can use underscores. Okay. So make underscore pasta. So that is there. Okay, guys. The next question is, can a function take a string as an argument? Okay, I can see one yes, two yeses, three yeses. Yeah, so those who are saying yes, it is correct. And if you guys want an example of this, so you can see this one. Okay, you have given a string as an argument, or this too, you have given a string as an argument. So these programs are the well examples of 7 number question. Okay. Okay, now one more good question. Okay, now let's see how much of you know about this, know the correct answer of this question. Guys, the question is, can we write a function that does nothing? And this concept we guys have discussed in previous live session also, basically in yesterday's live session. Okay, okay, people remember it. Some places using pass. Okay, yes is there. Yes, yes, I remember. But with pass 100%. Okay, okay, everyone remember it. So yeah, pass. You can use it pass. So yes, those who are saying yes, it is correct. Okay, using pass, you can do so. Okay, now in this question, let's see how many of you have tried this. Okay, so guys, your question is, can a function's name start with a number in Python? Yes or no? Okay, there is one no. No, sir, it will raise an error. Okay, okay, no one has tried this by giving a function name starting with a number. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, two no's. Let's create one. Invalid decimal literal. Okay, so it will directly give you an error. Okay, It not even saying that the function name is incorrect. If I'll not call it also no, then also it is a syntax error only. When we put one, so it is a syntax error. So we cannot. So those who have said no, it won't work. Yes. So no is the correct option for this. So there are people who have tried it. Okay. Now this is a very easy question. So I think everyone should reply this question answer. Can a function be called more than once in a program? Yes or no? Okay, everyone is saying yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So yes is the correct option. Okay, guys, your next question is this. Okay, it gives none means nothing. You can print but won't return anything. Okay. Okay, let me do what? Let me just show you the code example. Actually, yes is the correct option. Okay. Let's say we have one function called as say, which just prints something. Okay. But there is no return. We'll do what? We'll call the function in a variable and we'll print. Okay, and now as you can see, it will return none. Okay, so yeah, so those who have said one has replied that it will give none. So yeah, it is correct. So yes is the correct option. That if we are not using return, then also it is still return none, some value. Yes, some place. See, actually it is returning none. None means what? Nothing, but it is returning something. Okay, and none is a special value. So it is returning a special value. So it is returning something. Okay, guys, your next question is, can a function in Python have both numbers and strings as parameters together? Yes or no? Means when we are creating a function in the parameter, can we have a string parameter and a number parameter both together? Yes or no? Okay, 100% yes, 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 sir. Dynamic variable possible. Okay. So, yeah, those are saying yes, it is correct. Yes is the correct option because one person has said dynamic variables. Yeah, we don't define the parameters that it is an integer because Python automatically does that. But because of that, if you are creating a string parameter also, so you can store numbers in that. If you are creating a number parameter also, suppose means the name of that will be. So then also you can store whatever value you want in any variable. So yeah. Okay. Guys, your next question is, can we use the same parameter name in two different functions? Is it possible that we have two functions and in both the functions we are using the same parameter name? Yes or no? Okay. Two yes in the chat, and Suam has explained also that yes, 100% because functions inside are local scope. Okay. So because that parameters are inside a function, so they are they are of local scope. Okay, so now if there are two different functions, so we have two different local scopes. So we can have the same name. Okay, so yes, those who are saying yes, yes is the correct option. Okay, okay, guys, your next question is, can a Python function be used to calculate a sum? Okay, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, obviously you can, those who are saying yes, it is the correct option, as you can just simply create def calc AB, or you can take arguments args variables, okay, arbitrary argument. But there are different ways, okay? You can do it in different ways. So you can do it. Now you can use a loop also to do the sum in a list. If you're taking a list as a argument, or you can use the built-in function sum also. So there are different ways in which you can do. So answer is yes. Now, so with this, this was the end of this second quiz session, okay? Now we'll move to, now I have, there was one question from, I don't know who was the person. So there was one question that someone has asked about scope, water scope. Okay. So now I'll just show you the concept of scope. Okay. The global scope and local scope, how they are treated. Okay. See, first of all, I'll do what? I'll just create a function. Let's keep this make pasta function only. And I'll take a local ingredient as, let's say, some sauce. Okay. Let's say tomato sauce. Okay, Avinash Chaudhary is saying it's little slow session. Try to make it fast next time. Avinash Chaudhary, login off for now. Okay, bro, bye. Actually, see, I have to explain everything. Okay, because there are people who just know the basic things. So I have to let them, okay, I have to just teach each and everything. So that's why, because of that, I have to just keep it. I just try to make it little slow so that people could reply in the chat also, and I can also reply them back. Okay. Okay. Subham is saying I just tomato sauce pasta, sir. Thank you. Okay, that's nice. That now so much pasta I make no, I am also feeling like to eat pasta. Okay, with tomato sauce only. So now, guys, now as you can see, those who want to learn the concept of print, local scope and global scope, or what is scope, let's just see now. Okay. Now, guys, see, I have created two variables. One, I have keep it as, it is called as global. Okay, it is called as global scope. And I have taken one more variable as local ingredient. This is called as local scope. Now let's understand the topic. First of all, scope. Scope's basically the area where you're writing your code in the program. Simple. It is the area where you're writing your code in the program. Now, basically, there are two types of scopes. One is the global scope, one is the local scope. What do you mean by global scope? Means variable outside any block of code. Okay. Means variable are just placed directly. As you can see, this line of code. As you can see, the special ingredient is just outside any function. Okay, we have one function make pasta, so it is not inside the function, it is outside the function. Just like how the function is there. This make pasta function is what? It is also a global function. And this variable is also a global function. Okay. Now let's say uh, if I have one more function to make noodles, okay, and I'll just simply print noodles. Or let's use this and soya sauce. And let me just call this. Ah, oh, there is one identification. Yeah. Now you can see using olive oil and tomato sauce, using olive oil and soya sauce. So now, as you can see, we have two functions with us. Okay, guys, one for making pasta and one for making noodle. Now, we have only one special ingredient, that is olive oil. Okay, we use olive oil to make any type of dishes. And the local ingredient is now changing for pasta and is now changing for noodles. Okay, so global scope means that whatever you have put outside any block of code, so that special variable means that this global variable can be used by all the functions, or simply you can say it will be available anywhere in your program. So as you have seen, I have used this special ingredient global variable in make pasta function also and in make noodle function also. In both of them, this special ingredient is available. But is this local ingredient, which is tomato sauce, will it be um can be accessed in make noodles? No. Will this local ingredient will be soya sauce will be available in make pasta? No, that is not possible. So that is the thing, because they are local to the function make pasta. This tomato sauce local ingredient is local to this make underscore pasta. So the use of this local ingredient is limited. Okay, means it is available only in this particular function, inside this particular function. And same goes to this. Now this local ingredient, which is local to make noodles, is only available in inside this function only. So inside this function, whenever I'll use local ingredient, it will use soya sauce. And if I'll use tomato sauce inside the make pasta, so it will always going to use this local ingredient. So I hope you guys have understood the scope and the global scope and local scope. Local scope means that it is local to some value. It is local to some function, some loop, some class. Okay. Global means it is available anywhere in a program. You can access it inside a function also. You can access it inside a class also. You can access it inside a loop also. Everywhere. Okay. Now let's just do what? This was all about the scopes. I hope you guys have understood about the scope. Any problem, just let me know. Now let's just move with the types of parameters. Okay. Now basically, there are 4 to 5 types of parameters which we can apply in Python functions. They are, first one is the positional. Second one is default parameters. Third one is keyword parameters. Fourth one is arbitrary positional arguments, which is also known as this. So many of will know as this asterisk args. Okay. And then the last one is keyword parameters, which is known as like this double asterisk KWARGS. Okay. So these are the five types of parameters which are used in Python functions. Now let's see examples of each one of them. So in positional, it is simply what it is basically you have to remember the position of how you have given the parameter. Okay. Suppose let's say for make roti, you have to use two things, the flour and the water. Okay. Now you will see when I'll call the function make roti. So now from this example, you'll clearly see that what do you mean by positional parameters. Okay. So the first one is that whole wheat. The second one is, let's say, 1 cup. So you'll get your output like this. Making roti with whole wheat, flour, and 1 cup water. Okay. Now I'll do what? I'll just call it one more time, but this time I'll just interchange the values. Okay. Now, in both the outputs, you will see make roti with whole wheat flour and 1 cup water. Make roti with 1 cup flour and whole wheat water. Now, I know the first one is the correct one, okay, and the second one is incorrect. 1 cup flour, okay, if 1 cup flour is okay also, then whole wheat water is what? There is nothing like whole wheat water. So now this is the wrong way. So now this is the concept of positional parameter that you have to remember the position of the parameters. That if at first you have given the flour parameter and then the water, so you have to put first the flour type and then water. How many waters you want means how much water you want. If you'll replace, suppose if you have used five positional parameters and you forgot the that at what position what was the parameter you have given, so then you will mess up like this. Then your task or whatever you want to perform, that will be in erroneous way. It will be executed, but it will be in an erroneous way. Means what you want you will not get, something else you will get. Means the values will be interchanged because of that. So that is positional parameters. So positional, when to use positional parameters now? So use it uh, at places where you have to use only, you have to go with only 2 3 parameters, 2 3 maximum 4. Means you can remember the position of the parameters, then you can you go with the positional parameters. Okay. Now I'll do what? I'll just take the same example and now I'll show you the default parameters. Now one more thing which I have to show in positional, that let's say if you just give one value, then it will give you an error that make roti missing one required positional argument water. But when you use the default parameter, okay, so you do what? You just set a default value to your parameter at the time of defining only. So you have defined the parameter floor, you have defined the parameter water. At the same time, you are assigning it a value also at the same place. It this will do what? This will basically give you a default value. Okay. Now, when you'll call simple function, so you don't need to give some value in it. Okay. It will automatically take whole wheat and 1 cup. But what if you want to change the wheat or you want to change the cup? Means suppose you want to just make it uh some other amount of what means suppose 1.5 cups of water. So you can do what? Now you will just call make roti, you'll write water and you will change it to 1.5 cups, and now you'll see the updated one. So what happens when you use the default parameters? So if will not give anything, so by default it will take that value. But if you'll update the value, okay, at the calling time, suppose if you want to change to some other wheat, you want to use the wheat, okay, so of some other thing, of ragi, okay, let's say of you want to use the wheat of ragi. So then what you have to do? You have to change the floor type. You can change it, or suppose you want to use water more, okay, so then you can change the amount of water also. So you can change it to 1.5. So when you will change it, so the value will be updated. So if you will not give the value, so it will take the by default one. So it is never going to give you error. Just like here, as you have seen, missing one positional argument, it is never going to give you the error. If you'll not give it, it will take the by default value. If you'll give it, so the by default value will be overrides, okay, will be get overridden and with the new value, which you have given as 1.5. I hope you have got the default parameters. Then the next one is the keyword parameters. Now let's take the example of this one only. Now the keyword parameters are basically suppose is the solution of the first one only. Okay, it is also the solution of positional arguments only. What if you have 5 parameters or 10 parameters in your function, okay, and you don't remember the position of that parameters each time? So what? So what you will do? So what you can do is basically at the time of function calling, you can mention the parameter name with the value. Let's say multigrain. Okay. Now call the function make roti with multigrain flour and 1.5 cups water. Now you will see the position how I have given it. I first mentioned water and then I have mentioned flour. But now there is no need of the position. There is no need of remembering the position. Why? Because uh, because you have mentioned the parameter itself when you are putting the values. So you are mentioning the position means the parameter name and the value with same time. So it will do what? Water will automatically go in water and flour will automatically go in flour. So you will get flour in flour and water in water place. So your output will be always same. Okay, means make roti with multigrain flour and 1.5 cups water. Nikhil, hi, hello, bro. So yeah, so this is keyword parameters. Now let's go to the very special one that is okay, which is this one, which is arbitrary positional parameters. Now, what is this? How to use this? Now, this is used, this type of parameters are used when you don't remember or when you don't know that how many parameters you would be needed. Okay, then you can use this. which is called as arbitrary positional arguments, parameters or arguments. Okay. Suppose now I have to add spices. I have to create a function called as add spices. Now for now, I don't remember that how many spices I want to add. Suppose there will be multiple spices. No? There will be salt, there will be chili, there will be turmeric, there will be cumin, and uh, there will be many things. There will be cumin powder. So yeah. So let's create add spices. And now how you will make a parameter as a arbitrary positional parameters to enable it so that we can use as many as arguments as we want at the time of function calling. So you have to use a single asterisk. So whatever the name of your parameter is, suppose the name of your parameter is spices, and you don't know that how many spices you will need for now. So you want a parameter like that that will take any number of parameters, means any number of values in it. Okay. So then you can go for this arbitrary positional parameter. And how you will convert a normal parameter into an arbitrary positional parameter? You have to just add a asterisk before the name of the uh, parameter and make sure that there is no space between them. Okay. Then you have to just simply print whatever you want to do. Suppose adding spices. Okay, like this, and you will print spices. Now, when you want to print it, you don't need to use the asterisk. You can directly print the spices and then add spices. Now, let's just add how many we want. So, first of all, salt, then let's say chili, then let's say turmeric, then let's say cumin, then let's say, and there are so many things what you want to add. And you will get the output in a means all these things like salt, chili, means all the values will be stored as a tuple. Okay. So as you can see, salt, chili, turmeric, cumin, black pepper, they are all inside the round braces. It gives us what? That it makes it a tuple. Okay. So they all will be stored as a tuple. Okay. Nikhil is saying me Naveen आहे sir. थोडा मागे गेहूं सखात का. Hi, yes. Okay, bro. Welcome. Yeah. So this is arbitrary positional parameters. Okay. Now there is one more last that is called as the arbitrary keyword arguments. Now let's see what are these. Now this is the, as you can see, suppose if you have to pass any number of arguments, but this time you want to pass it with a key to it. Okay. With a key to it. Suppose if you have to make a dish. So in dash this we have, when you want to prepare that dish, so you have to mention that how many flour you want, how many water you want, how much amount of oil you want. Okay, and what are the other ingredients. Now for now you don't know that what are the ingredients also, and what will be the value or what will be the amount of ingredients you want to add. Okay, let's say, let's see that. Let's say we have a function called as make dish. Okay, and now for now we don't know anything about that dish, but we'll start it. And when we'll start preparing that dish, then when we'll start it, we'll get to know about that this is, we have to add this much, then this is the next ingredient which we have to add this much. Okay, so basically it will work as a dictionary, as a key value. Okay, so that's why, but again we don't know how much parameters we'll need. So for single thing, when we have to just put the values, one asterisk, when we have to put both key and the value, so then it is, you have to use double asterisk there. So double asterisk, and mention as ingredients. Okay. And now, but one more thing is there, how you will print it. So for printing it, you can use a loop for item and quantity in ingredient dot items. If you remember the dictionary items, okay? And then you can print both. You can print the item and you can print the quantity too. Now here what you have to do, when you will call the function, suppose you have to make, there is an Indian recipe called as chilas, okay? And you want to make the chilas are made up of flour and water, and mix them and make it little uh, watery, okay, liquid type, and then use oil in the uh, on the or the utensils, and then start preparing it, okay? So let's make this for that. So we'll need what? First we'll need flour. So 2 cups. Then we'll need water, 1 cup. And then you will need oil, okay? So that, and how much oil do you need? You need 2 tablespoon, okay? So that is there. Items, S is there, yeah. So now this is the way. Now, if you want more items, suppose if you want to add onion also, because onion can be added, so you can add veggie, and you can add onions on that. So now onions will be also added, and so on. Whatever you want to add, you can add it. So flour 2 cups, water 1 cup, oil 2 tablespoon, veggies, onions, okay. And if you want to add one more item, if you have remembered that, okay, we can add this also, so you can add that also, and everything will be added. So this is the keyword arbitrary or arbitrary keyword parameters. So I hope now you guys have a brief idea about key parameters, how many types of parameters are there, and you guys have understood the parameters. Okay. Okay. So now guys, let's do what? Let's end this session now. Let's go with the new session. In this session, we are going to practice questions. Okay. We'll see questions to perform, and we'll do programming for that problems. Okay. Through programming or by writing codes. Now, the first program is to calculate the area of a circle. Okay. And now for each program, we are going to create a function. For each type of program, we are going to create a function. Let's say we have to create a function for calculating the area of a circle. So what we will do, import math, and using math module, we'll create a function called as area circle. Then we'll take a parameter for the radius. Then we'll return math.py into r exponential operator 2, and this will calculate the area of circle is what, pi r square. So from math module we are accessing the pi constant, and radius we have with us, that is r, and radius square means exponential operator 2. And let's do what, let's area circle. So for 2 radius, uh this is your area, 12.566370, and so on. Now whenever you need area, suppose for whatever radius, suppose if you want the area for 50, so you have to just put the values and you will get the area. Okay, so this is the code reusability here. Now the next program is, which is for converting Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so we are going to basically convert the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So just say def C2F, Celsius to Fahrenheit, and we'll take the Celsius. We'll take one parameter, Celsius. So we'll give the temperature in Celsius whenever we call the function, and it will return us the Fahrenheit temperature. Okay. So return, let's do the calculation. So cell, and we have to divide it by 9 by 5 and plus 32. And now we have to just call the C2F 32. So for 32, there is 89. Okay, for 36, there will be 96.8. So this is the normal body temperature, 36, 37. Okay, now let's say we have to create a function for finding the maximum of three numbers or four numbers. Okay, so let's create a function for that. So max nums. Now, if it is limited in nature, suppose if you want to find the sum of three numbers, so what you can do, you can return max function, you can use it, A, B, and C, and then you can max nums, and you can put 4, 10, 6. So you'll get the maximum out of it. So 10 is the maximum number, so you get the 10. But what if you want the maximum from any, means you don't know how much number are there, but from that you want the maximum. So then what you can do, def max nums, max nums 1, and let's say args return max from args, and let's just print max nums. So 44. So 44 is the, okay, it's the maximum value here. So we'll get 44. Now here the number is not fixed. I can increase it. Okay, I can again increase it. We can give more values to it. Okay, like this. And this is the maximum value. So the number is not fixed. You can take as many as numbers because you have make it as a arbitrary argument. Okay. Now what if you have to, now there is one more question, means program. What if you have to count vowels in a string? So using loop we have seen it, and now using functions what we can do, return vowels, and we'll simply take the whatever the text is from which we have to extract the vowels, we'll take it as a parameter and we'll simply return sum. We'll use the sum function because at the end we want the sum only, and see how we are going to do it. So expression will be 1. Okay. Now I'll tell you why we are taking the expression as 1. Text dot, let's convert it into lower format. And if chin a e i o u, let's just simply print. So total 3 vowels are there. Simply what we did, we used the sum function because at the end we want the sum of all the vowels. Now what we have done here, we just started a loop for character in our text, and we have make the text in lowercase, means whatever you will give in, if you'll give in uppercase or lowercase, it will be automatically converted into a lowercase. So whole your text will be converted into a lowercase because Python is case sensitive. Then we have given a condition if character in a e i o u. So we are iterating over each character in text, and then we are making sure that if that character is out of these 5 characters, if it is one of these characters, then the output means then this whole expression should return 1. And each time this expression will return 1, that will be because the sum function does what? It just added all the values. So each time it will return 1, it will add that. And at the end, we'll get the value. Okay. So here 1 is being returned 3 times. So sum has added all the 3 ones and make it 3. So the output is 3. Okay. Okay, guys, let's keep this much only for today. Okay. And we'll come up in the next live sessions with more questions, more versatile questions. Okay. So thanks for watching the live session. Thanks for being till the end. Okay. And continuously replying in the chat. Okay. That feels very engaging. And I hope you guys are learning Python. Okay. And from this live session, also, you guys are learning little bit. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you. Stay tuned up. We'll see you in the next live session. Till then, bye. One more thing. If you guys have any question regarding this, you can just follow up. And I have given you a link, guys, in the chat. As you can see, though those who don't know that when we come up live and when we start the live session and what will be the topic of the live, so you guys can go and follow on this WhatsApp channel. Okay, whenever we come live, we just first notify in this channel. Okay, and from this channel, uh, before the live session, I just put the topics and the timings of the live session. Okay, so you guys can come and join accordingly. So yeah. Okay, everyone. Once again, thank you. It's the time now. Bye.